If you're able to get up and get down to the floor safely, then this low impact full body floor workout is for you. We're gonna be going through some commonly used neurological rehab positions to help you get stronger and safer in your movements. Let's go ahead and get into it. So our first move is a little bit of a warm up. It's an exercise that's gonna help get us nice and warmed up, and it's knee to chest. So we're gonna be laying on the floor. So let me go ahead and get into position. And what we're going to be doing, try to get as comfortable as you can. You're going to try to bring both of your knees up to your chest and use your hands to bring those in closer to your tummy and to your chest. Now, if you have one-sided weakness and you have trouble using, both of your hands to get your knees up, or if one leg wants to lag behind, that's okay. Try one leg at a time and see how that works for you. But we're just holding and stretching. If you can get in this position, this is the optimal position. If not, and one needs to lag behind, you have trouble bringing both up, that's okay. You can kind of alternate if you need to, because we're gonna be doing 2 sets of each of these. But we just hold here, give our low back a nice little stretch. All right, let's go ahead and come back up for just a second. We're gonna be going right into hip bridges. Now, if you've watched some of my leg exercises before, you've probably seen that exercise. So what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna be laying flat. Hands are gonna be flat on the ground if you can get them there. Knees are gonna be bent. And what you're gonna be doing is lifting your bottom up and down. Repeat up and down. You're doing fantastic. Up and down. I love hip bridges. They're a great exercise for your hips, but also for your core and your back. So it's a really great exercise that targets a lot of different muscle groups. I want you to just keep going. Repetitions are as many as you feel comfortable doing, and as long as you're not pushing through any pain. All right, take a rest there, doing fantastic. I'm gonna sit back up for a minute. We are gonna go our next exercise is a bicycle crunch. So we're focused on abs now, core. This one's a little hard. I like this one because we're doing some crossing midline. So we're getting some interesting things going on in the body. So what we're gonna try to do, if you can only do one side at a time, that's okay. And this is hard because we're using opposite arm and leg. You're gonna try to come over, elbow to knee. You're gonna try to do the other side. Now, if you can more fluidly do it with both hands, go for it. But if you can't, that's okay. Now, to make this harder, you're not gonna set your legs down. You're gonna kind of twist and move. But this is all about meeting you where you are. So make sure that you are not pushing too hard and that you're doing what feels right. All right, we're gonna come back up now. For this next one, we are actually gonna get into all fours. So this position is called quadruped. And if you need to pause the video and just take a little moment to get into a position, that's just fine. All we're doing is just sitting here, and we're gonna bear down our weight through each of our limbs. This is a really great exercise. This is good trying to remake those brain-body connections to each one of your limbs. You'll notice I'm doing a little bit of a kind of side-to-side shift, and you can do that as well. I don't want you moving too fast, but a nice slow shift. If you feel unsteady in this position, what I'd like you to do is have somebody with you, because this is a harder position to get into. And for our next exercise, we're gonna step it up even more with a bird dog exercise. Now, you may have seen this exercise before in my advanced strengthening workout, but this is kind of the next level. So ideally, what a bird dog looks like is one arm comes up, the opposite leg goes up. Hold there for a second, and then you swap. If that's too hard, all I want you to do is raise up an arm, one at a time, or just raise up a leg, one at a time, because this is requiring a lot of coordination. But if you can, you're gonna go for the full bird dog, which is where you're getting that full movement. Opposite arm and leg are lifting as high as you can. Now listen, if you can't get, your affected side all the way up, like you can get your unaffected arm up, but leg wants to droop, that's totally fine. You do this at a pace and in positions that are right for you. Take a breather for just a second. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and then blow out through your mouth. We're just catching our breath right here in the middle of these sets, because we're going right back into our knee to chest stretch and exercise. So we're going back down to the floor. This is a floor workout after all. And then what we're gonna do is bring those knees up to your chest, your tummy. And if you can, you're gonna pull them in a little bit using your hands. Fantastic job. You're just gonna hold here for a few seconds and hold with whatever feels good to you. That might be 10 seconds, it might be 30 seconds, it might be the entire 60 seconds of each exercise. But if you need to let them down, take a little bit of a break. Everybody's kind of starting from a different position, a different point in their recovery. Come back to it when you feel ready to. We're not about pain here. We're about listening to your body, because we want to avoid injuries at all cost. Very important to be safe. All right, next, we're gonna take a little breather here. Now you'll notice I'm coming to sit up. I'm just kind of changing positions. If you tend to have blood pressure dropping or you get a little dizzy changing positions, you can just stay laying down. I'll walk you through what the next one is, okay? We're going back into hip bridges. So remember, feet are flat on the floor, knees bent, hands are flat, and butt is coming up off the floor. You're squeezing your bottom at the top. Big squeeze and down. Big squeeze and down. Let's keep it going. Same rules apply to the second set of these exercises, which is you're gonna be doing the amount of repetitions that feel right to you. So it may be 5, it might be 10, it may be way more than that. You may be able to tolerate a lot more than that. But like I've said before, everybody's at a different starting point, so do what feels comfortable for you. All right, go ahead and stop there. I'm gonna take a little bit of a breather here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And we're going back into the bicycle crunch. So we're laying back down on our back. Hands are coming behind the head. If you feel like you can, both legs come up in the air, and opposite elbow and knee go to each other. So you're gonna keep doing that. Now, if this way is too hard for you, what I want you to do, you can focus on one side at a time. So maybe you have both legs down and you bring right elbow to left knee. And you just keep trying that. Then maybe you switch for a few. Left elbow to right knee. Find what works for you. If you're not getting this much movement, that's okay. Start where you are and be safe about it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and shift into positions. We're going back into the quadruped position, which is where we're on all fours. So we're gonna turn over. Pause the video if you need to get into position. And all we're doing here is we're just standing on all fours. So we're here, we're bearing weight down through our knees, through the palms of our hand, maybe even through the tips of your toes if your feet are up, otherwise they may be flat down. You may do a little weight shifting here. If you're wanting to weight shift onto your affected side, make sure you have someone with you, especially if your elbows or your limbs tend to buckle. Just make sure that you're being safe about it. You have someone with you. Because this is a pretty involved exercise, right? But not quite as involved as our next exercise, which is the bird dog. So this is taking quadruped to the next level. If you're not to a bird dog point yet, stay here. Stay at this quadruped position. Come upright if you need to take a break. But we're gonna go ahead and go into bird dog. So arm comes up, leg goes up, right? Squeezing at the top and coming back down and alternating. We're gonna keep it going. You want to go not quickly, but smoothly, because this is also helping to work on coordination. It works on strengthening, works on movement, works on balance, that's for sure, but also works on coordination, coordinating these movements between the sides of your brain, right? So this is a really important one if you can get to it. Let's do one more. Fantastic. Go ahead and come to a safe position, whether that's laying down or sitting up, whatever is right for you. That is our full body, low impact floor workout for today. I hope that you found it helpful as you continue in your recovery journey. As always, I'm gonna leave a link down below. If you find value in what we do here at Post Stroke and you'd like to donate, you can do that a few different ways: by giving us a super thanks in the YouTube bar below, by clicking one of the links to donate once via PayPal, or by becoming a Patreon member, where in exchange for a monthly donation, you get access to cool perks like social media shoutouts, behind the scenes footage, and even YouTube shoutouts at the Empowerer level, of which I have one today. Thank you so much, Heather G, for continuing to contribute. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate you and your continued support. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.